Hello, everyone, and welcome. Think of this as your ultimate wildlife quiz prep session. We're about to dive into some of the most absolutely jaw-dropping, mind-bending adaptations the animal kingdom has to offer, so let's get right into it.
And to kick things off, here's a little teaser for you. Which animal out there can solve puzzles even better than some primates? Just let that one sink in for a minute. I promise you, the answer might just surprise you. And yeah, it's coming up later in our explainer.
So, what's the master inventor behind all this genius? Well, it's evolution. You gotta remember, over millions and millions of years, the simple pressures of survival have sculpted these incredible solutions, turning living creatures into absolute masters of their environment.
First up, let's talk about the art of deception. For some animals, survival isn't about being the strongest or the fastest. Now, it's about being the one that nobody sees coming, or, sees at all.
And our star pupil in the school of disguise has got to be the octopus. I mean, this creature is less of an animal and more of a living, breathing special effect. Its ability to just vanish into the background is, well, it's legendary.
So how does this near-magical ability actually work? Well, it's a three-step process that happens in literally the blink of an eye. First, its incredible eyes scan the background. Then, its brain sends out a lightning-fast flood of signals. And finally, bam! Thousands of tiny little pigment sacs called chromatophores expand or contract, changing not just the color but the actual texture of its skin to match a rock or a piece of coral. It's a truly instantaneous transformation.
Okay, so disappearing visually is one thing, but what about fooling someone's ears? Some animals have totally mastered the art of auditory deception, taking mimicry to a whole other level.
So, meet the lyrebird. Its vocal talent is so ridiculously precise, it can perfectly replicate sounds from its environment. And we're not just talking about other bird calls here. No. We're talking about the mechanical whir of a camera shutter, or even the roar of a chainsaw. It's this uncanny and brilliant tool for survival.
All right, so from deception, let's switch gears and talk about sheer brain power. These adaptations go way beyond simple instinct. We're talking about complex problem solving and strategic thinking that, honestly, in some cases, rivals our own.
Let's start with what is basically a biological superpower, echolocation. Just imagine being able to paint a super detailed picture of your surroundings using only sound. That is exactly what some animals can do. They send out sound waves and then read the echoes to navigate and hunt even in complete darkness. It's amazing.
And dolphins are the absolute masters of this. They don't just use echolocation as individuals, they use it as a team. A pod of dolphins will actually communicate, they'll strategize and coordinate their movements to herd fish, creating this net of sound to trap their prey. It is a total masterclass in teamwork.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The answer to our opening question. The animal that can outsmart some primates is the crow. That's right. Studies have shown their unbelievable ability to solve complex, multi-step puzzles and use tools with a creativity that is it's astonishing. So never, ever underestimate a crow.
Now, let's explore some adaptations that aren't just about individual survival, but about thriving within a complex society. These animals have developed some truly intricate social structures and behaviors.
You know, when you think of farming, you probably think of humans, right? But what if I told you that ants have been practicing agriculture for millions of years? It's a truly fascinating social adaptation.
So how in the world does that work? Well, ants will actually tend to and protect herds of aphids, guarding them from predators like ladybugs. And in return for this protection, the ants milk the aphids for a sugary substance called honeydew. They have essentially domesticated another species for a reliable food source, a milestone that, took humans millennia to achieve.
And on a much more profound, emotional level, we have elephants. Researchers have actually observed them engaging in what can only be described as mourning rituals. They'll stand vigil over their dead, gently touch the bones with their trunks, and show very clear signs of grief. It's just a powerful reminder of the deep social and emotional bonds that can exist in the animal kingdom.
So from complex societies, we move to an incredible feat of endurance, one that's programmed into the very DNA of one of nature's most delicate creatures. This is a journey of truly epic proportions.
3,000 miles. Just let that sink in for a second. That is the staggering distance monarch butterflies travel during their multi-generational migration. And get this isn't a journey completed by a single butterfly. No way. Instead, the root is passed down instinctively through up to 5 generations. It's like a biological map guiding them across a continent to a specific grove of trees they've never even seen. Each generation just plays its part in this epic relay race, driven by some ancient, invisible force.
From the octopus's skin to the crow's mind and the butterfly's internal compass, the sheer variety and genius of these adaptations paints this incredible picture of a world just filled with endless innovation and wonder.
The truth is, we are constantly learning more about the incredible abilities of the animals we share this planet with. Every single one of these discoveries just opens the door to new questions. Which leads us to a final thought. If this is the kind of stuff nature has already produced, what other wonders are still out there, just waiting for us to find them? Thanks so much for joining us.